with you, but I think it's best introduced by its composer, our own bandmaster and recipient of the Order of the Founder, Bill Himes.
Well, I know the last thing you want is a detailed introduction to this piece of music, especially when we have a platform of new lieutenants who are anxiously awaiting to know where they're going next. Perhaps even more, they're wanting to know who won the appointment pool this year. Not sure. But, you know, our territorial leaders have made a great effort to not make this Congress about them this weekend, even putting something as significant as the retirement in the first session of Saturday morning. But I think it's appropriate that this afternoon we bring our attention for a few minutes back to their great leadership in this territory over these 11 years, 9 of which I was privileged to serve under them. And their lasting legacy, I believe, will be, among several achievements, but certainly Pathway of Hope. Now, that's a tough thing to conceptualize in music, but I just want you to think as you hear this piece, because depending on how it goes, it may be the only time it's ever heard. I don't know. But thanks for that applause that it may never be heard again. Thank you, thank you. But there are 3 S's I want you to keep in mind. First of all is the situation. What is the situation when somebody comes in our door that needs a Pathway of Hope? They are hopeless. The situation is reflected in the old spiritual, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. That's how many of our people feel, without hope. Sometimes I feel, the second verse says, like I'm almost done. So this piece does not start happily as it portrays the situation. But then it eases into a kind of a gentle little waltzy tune that I view as the solution. It's a song called Reach Out and Touch. Reach out and touch a soul that is hungry, a spirit in despair, a life torn and dirty, a man who is lonely. And I love this line, reach out and touch, though touching means losing a part of your own self if you dare. That's the solution. And I think our newest lieutenants are up to that solution. And then it finishes with the strategy, which is now from hopelessness to hopeful to hope-filled. And that strategy is in the old war song of the Salvation Army, storm the forts of darkness, bring them down. And you'll hear a little emphasis of that phrase. It says, pull down the devil's kingdom where'er he holds dominion. Pull down the devil's kingdom. And the devil holds his dominion in many places, but no more strongly than in generational, cyclical, systemic poverty. And so, Pathway of Hope is a great answer to pulling down that dominion. Psalm 25, verses 4 and 5 sums up that pathway of hope and says, show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long. Pathway of Hope.
Thank you.